Hey, so I'd had an idea about how to, on a way to get past these cogs, without using 100 coin star for the A button challenge. So recently, it was shown that it's possible to use moving platforms, at least if that's how if I understand correctly. Use moving platforms to be able to ground pound up in the air high above them repeatedly to gain height. So this platform, or this pendulum, seemed like a promising candidate because because it happens to be below this area or close to that ledge area that we'd normally try to get onto. Unfortunately, this pendulum's too low. It becomes intangible before you get enough height. So this pendulum doesn't work. And the reason is, well, it becomes intangible when you get 1,500 units away from it. So that occurs at around the rotating clock hand, which is not high enough. We could already get to that height. So if this pendulum doesn't work, then what about this pendulum? This pendulum is higher up than that pendulum over there that had seemed promising. As you can see, it's close to where the cogs are, but it's not high enough. This one is considerably higher, enough that it is higher than necessary to get on the cogs. However, this one isn't anywhere near the cogs, so the question is, would it actually work? Would you actually be able to get up there? Now, this pendulum is below the roll into the cage star and get a hand star. We can already get a hand star just fine, but this is past the cogs. The rolling in the cage star. The cogs are over there. They're invisible right now, but anyway. That didn't work. But anyway. So, the question is this pendulum high enough to get up there? Well, here's the thing. It is not high enough if you insist on being outside of the ceiling, or in this little triangular wedge between these two walls. That's not high enough. Or it's not. The sphere goes down too quickly, so you would need to use the 100 coin star to be able to get up anyway, which negates the point. However, if you actually go into the ceiling, you use it to clip up in there and provide a floor for you as you do this. Turns out, let's just copy these coordinates so that we can demonstrate. So let's copy these horizontal coordinates. So, Alright, that was messed that up. Let's lock our vertical position first. And now let's set ourselves under the pendulum. And now this we are now above. We're now above the pendulum. And so, as you can see, we're not far enough away yet to make it intangible. Here's the thing. Let's add another 60 units. So now we're at the limit. And we appear on the floor. So it turns out, let's unlock this to see how much our distance changes. So you see that? We go from being at the very edge to on the floor. That's 77 units. The tangibility radius intersects with the floor's hitbox. It overlaps by a single unit. Which sounds precise, like it'd make this super precise to do. But since we can ground pound past that and get like, what, 98 units or something past that, it's a lot less precise. So, the pendulum's high enough to get us up here, and if we can use it to get up here, if we can do that, we can get past these cogs. We can get past the cogs, which are invisible right now. And if we can do that, then we don't need the 100 coin star here. We can use it later on to save an A press and stomp on the thwomp, which is really nice. Yeah. So it's high enough. The question remains, though, can we actually do it? And I think it's probably got a good chance of being possible, but there are some complications here because you've got a ceiling there, so you are very dependent on the pendulum passing under you to serve as a floor. And secondly, there's that hole there with the get a hand star, and you need to navigate around that. It might actually not be necessary to go above it, because you might just be able to ground pound in from not even being above it, which would be really nice. But it's possible we might need to go over it, which will be very weird to do. So there's a ceiling and there's that hole. And of course we need to clip into the ceiling, but that's not really a problem since the pendulum can push you up. And with that, I think that this is going to, if we can do these things, and if we're able to actually get the arbitrary number of ground pounds we need, I think that we can skip the cogs without the 100 coin star, just go straight to the roll to the cage star in 0 A presses with this. So if you've been sticking around for this, thanks for watching. Anyway,